one of the iconic picture that we always see on the television. That's actually very fitting. That's really nice. Thank you very much. We are inside the Forbidden City, and this is one of the main palace. So if you're watching this video, we have included Tiananmen Square and Forbidden City all in this video. After a lot of security, we are now in Tiananmen Square. It's really a massive public square. That's why it's the biggest public square in the world. And to look at Ornima's background, you will be able to see the whole square. This is the Palace Square. Today we are doing a tour of the famous Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. Obviously Tiananmen Square is very famous and Forbidden City is the central area where almost 14 dynasties stayed and lived there and ruled China. And so we have just booked a tour and we are with a group, and soon we'll be going to the famous Tiananmen Square. And I don't know how much photography I can do there, but the Forbidden City will be very interesting. Look at these apartments of Beijing, very close to Tiananmen Square. It's a busy morning in Beijing, and all these people either going to war or maybe tourists and going to Tiananmen Square and Forbidden City. It's a massive junction and a lot of traffics. Oh, this is a beautiful church. I need to find out the history of this church. We are now joining a group tour of Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. We are crossing the road, and these bikes are really dangerous. You have to be very careful. They don't wear helmets and they're just crossing the road with pedestrians like pedestrians. We are almost there, and we can see the gate. Because we booked this group tour, so that's why everything is organized. Otherwise you have to make an appointment 7 days prior to your visit. It's not that easy. You can't just turn up and go inside. So ours, everything has been organized. Look at this building. This is definitely a government building. And why? Because this red emblem is on the wall, and that shows you that either it's a police station or a government administrative building or a court, something definitely to do with government. So we are finally at the Tiananmen Square, and we are going to enter very soon. Look at the queue to enter Tiananmen Square, and we are on a planned group tour, so we have no queue apparently. Let's see. And look at the number of CCTV cameras here. Just too many. So the Forbidden City will be that direction, where we'll be going next after we visit Tiananmen Square. After a lot of security, we are now in Tiananmen Square. So finally we're at Tiananmen Square, and this is the largest public square in world. I think 440,000 square meter, and this is really a very historic place for various reasons. And we are really glad that we finally can make it to Tiananmen Square. And to look at this Tiananmen Square, how many people are there? There are just so many, and this is a public square, so every day in the year it's crowded. But our guide was telling that special events like New Year or Labor Day, there will be like 500,000 people will be here enjoying. For the security, I had to take this shirt off before they can check, and also they checked our passport before we could enter the Forbidden City and the Tiananmen Square. And in our background, this is Great Hall of People, and so that's actually a very big government building, and this is the building where they hold their regular election, I think presidential election and a few other important elections. And so this is a very important building in Beijing. And in our background, this is the mausoleum of Mao Zedong. His body is preserved here. It's really a massive public square. That's why it's the biggest public square in the world. So this square was started to form, I think, around 1400, sometimes around that time. So we're at this Tiananmen Square, and that's the National Museum. In our background, that's actually China's National Museum, and inside, our guide was telling that there are some copied items like terracotta warriors, but the original ones are in Jian, and that's mostly the history about Qing Dynasty they are depicting. Wow, it's a really big public square, this Tiananmen Square. So I was reading over internet that all these Tiananmen Square and Forbidden Cities, they are mostly between Ming Dynasty and Qing Dynasty. It's about 500 to 600 years, covering 24 emperors. And so that's actually quite long time of history until 1911 when the Qing Dynasty ended. So once again, we are in front of the Great Hall of People. And that terracotta red walled area is the Forbidden City. An interesting information about the Forbidden City. Why it's called Forbidden City? Because it was forbidden for common people to go inside that walled city, and that was for 600 years, and that's the background of the name. That beautiful structure with flowers is actually showing that how China is a young country, and there are 4 characters on that structure. It shows that mother country China is very young. Now we're going to the Forbidden City, and that will be a separate tour, and we'll be walking inside Forbidden City. So it's no longer forbidden for us today. So just to remind you that that building is the National Museum of China, and in the middle we have this beautiful flower bouquet showcasing that China is a very young country. This one is where Mao Zedong's body is preserved, the coffin. That's the mausoleum of Mao Zedong. And on the right hand side, that's the Great Hall of People, where they hold Chinese election. And turning the camera, that's the Forbidden City. Wow, look at this sculpture at this Tiananmen Square. Amazing. I think it's showcasing some revolution in 1940s. We couldn't go to that corner because we didn't have enough time, but I'm just zooming in, and this is really extraordinary. Should be one of the iconic picture that we always see on the television. So we are about to enter the Forbidden City, and look at this picture. This is probably one of the most iconic photo in the world's history. And so we are visiting Tiananmen Square, and Forbidden City is just feeling so great. And so this is the way to the Forbidden City. We are basically crossing that multi-lane highway, and so this is kind of like a subway to the other side of the road where the Forbidden City is. So now we came to the other side. So this is the map of the area, the whole Tiananmen Square. We were the other side there, and we crossed this highway underway, and now we are at this Forbidden City entrance. So we are actually entering the Forbidden City, and look at this background. This is so iconic. Now we are actually entering the Forbidden City, and this is going to be a grand tour of the Forbidden City. I'm really glad that I could capture this, and they're allowing us to take photo and video. And there is a food kiosk inside the Forbidden City.
Those are Persimmon.
Oh, okay. These are persimmon trees, or we call it kaki fruit. So finally we are inside the Forbidden City, and we have a very big tree of persimmon. Wow, these structures are just gigantic, magnificent structures, so historic. Started with Ming Dynasty and finished with Qing Dynasty in 1911. I hope you are enjoying this extraordinary walking tour of Tiananmen Square and Forbidden City with us. This Forbidden City has been forbidden for all those common people present over 600 years, because this was the ruling center of China, and so many empires, they actually ruled this massive country China over 600 years until 1911, when the Qing dynasty ended. And our guide was telling that every day they only issue 30,000 tickets. So we got 2 of them today, and so that's why you need to have proper planning, and you need to actually come with a 2, or if you're coming on your own, then you have to plan it 7 days earlier. As I mentioned, you need to make an appointment if you want to enter this area. And to look at these seating areas, there's so many people are just resting, because it's a long walk. You have to walk for a few hours to visit all these beautiful locations, historic locations, political locations. And other thing is that all these wooden rooms that you are watching now, they are standing without any nails, so they have interlocking system. Next we'll be going into the Palace Museum. I don't know how much we can see. Can you see this? This is such a big area. It's massive. So we might be able to get some glimpse of it. So we are here at this moment, at this location.
Just cross the road and come into the Forbidden City. And this is the whole campus. It's just huge.
Huge. I think we only get glimpse of it today. So look at the area. We just crossed that gate and we entered through this here, and we are just basically waiting here in this square. And after that, you can imagine that how many gates and areas are there. So now we are entering the Palace Museum. We had a major security check, and look at these gates. They are checking your passports or photo ID. And I just found out that since my immigration in China, I've got a QR code on my name. So as soon as they put my passport number in, my QR code appeared on the screen, green ticked. So I'm QR coded. These ladies are dressed like concubines, and the emperor used to have huge number of wives because they needed to produce a lot of offsprings to run the country. Wow, this is a massive square. We are inside the Palace Museum, and look at this water body. This is really a big, massive structure, huge area. Really can't cover in 1 hour. But what can I say? I mean, if we have a drone footage, or if you search on Google, maybe you will be able to see somebody else's video that will show you the bird's eye view of the area. It's just gigantic. So uniform, very symmetrical design, amazing place. Entering the Palace Museum on its own actually a museum because there are so many things to watch. This is just so big. It's just probably you will need a week to cover the whole area. It's just gigantic. You can't do anything in 1 hour, but we'll be roaming around, experiencing this vastness. Look at the dressed women, and the ladies are really beautifully dressed. I think they are dressed like concubines, right? They are saying that to the emperor's concubine. Oh, that's beautiful. That's actually very fitting. That's really nice. Thank you very much. Wow, the background is so beautiful with this water body. I think we should need to go to that bridge as well. Look at the panoramic view of this area. So gorgeous and so many people. It's not very sunny, it's not very cold either. It's very pleasant actually. And we're loving this environment, and yeah, it's just dream come true, and this is one of the massive bucket list of our bucket list. Wow, even bigger this side. This is the palace, and I think this is just one of them. And wow, this is massive palace, and this is like so big. You need at least few days to cover this properly. Wow, what a day we are having, and I'm just loving this creation of this video. Please stay tuned and keep watching this video because this is going to be amazing experience, and you only get one chance maybe in your lifetime to come and visit this. So this is a special moment. We are now in this Palace Museum Square, and it is so big, it's just so vast. And I'm keeping this video very long because what's the point of editing it out, because you have to feel this vastness, you have to feel these extraordinary historic places as it is. So just keep watching, and I hope you will enjoy this eventually. Look at our background. This is proper crowd, and this is a magnificent place. Wow, so gorgeous. Wow, just keep watching our background because I can't talk much. And to look at Arunima's background, you will be able to see the whole square. This is the Palace Square. Wow, you have been converted. And to look at the background.
Everywhere we are asking someone to take photo with them because they're so beautifully dressed. They're asking us to pose, otherwise they're not taking any photo.
Oh, okay, yeah. Arunima, your coat is also very, very similar in the standard. And our guide was telling us that in this complex there are about 8,000 rooms like this. Those are all kept for the concubines because the emperor needed to produce a lot of offsprings to run this massive country, because you only need trusted people, and that's the only way you can get your most trusted people. And now you will be able to see the actual palace area. Those buildings are the actual part of the palace. We probably won't have time to go there this time, but look at the area, it's just equally big as the other sides. Wow, these patterns are just so beautiful. Look at the details, and the colors are so prominent. So this is our moment with the Golden Lion. We are not giving any corner a miss. We are just keep following different gates one after another, and then finally I think these are the palaces. Walking tour continues, and I think these are the palaces which are really gorgeous. Wow, every one of them has got a golden roof, and this is one of the palaces. Can't see anything, it's just it's closed. You have to take any photo from outside. That's not possible here, I guess. After walking for more than an hour, we are coming to our starting point, and there are beautiful bridges, foot bridges, and they are over these water body and looking really nice. Wow, look at that. We have colorful fishes here as well, and this reflection of this arched bridge over this water body is just so beautiful. And we have, I think, 6 or 7 of them, and these ladies are beautifully dressed. So we are coming to an end of our walking tour of this amazing forbidden city. Wow, what an experience we had, and we are very, very happy to share this with you. It's worth visiting. It's just so beautiful, so gorgeous and historic, massive. What can I say? All these words are repeated quite a few times. Thank you very much for watching this vlog. I mean, it's been a big bucket list signed off from our massive list. And so until the next China video. So we are waiting here, and we are getting a bubble tea in Beijing. From the Forbidden City, we are getting a Qing-Inspired milk tea. Bubble tea time in Beijing. At the moment, we're waiting for our bus to take us back to our hotel. It's the end of the day, end of the tour, and we're getting a bubble tea here. So it's the
Bubble tea faster.
the guy asked me that whether I want ice. I said no. So
This is actually what?
no, I know that. And that's the King Pearl milk tea, and it tastes nice. And this is real Beijing, very busy. Look at the traffic at this signal. Cars are moving in every direction, and look at that. The pile of bicycles is getting transferred, I think.